Está muteado, teacher.
Teacher está muteado.
I can hear you.
Ah, sorry. Okay, Altair, go ahead, please.
Okay. I try to get to ASP. That's the San Paulo Museum of Art. Whenever I can, because it's not far from work. I've been stopping by about every month or so to see what's new and visit its excellent library. Lately, I've been exploring the Arctic's market outside as well. They always have a lot of interesting stuff to look at.
Look at. Okay, very good. To look at. Questions with vocabulary, guys?
No.
No?
No, teacher.
No? Okay. Ale, the last one. Nicole Clarkson.
Okay. Music plays a pretty big part in my life. Lately, I have been using music to wake me up in the morning, get me moving at the gym, and help me
Unwind.
unwind after work. Speaking of work, I have been listening to music more during the day, and I have noticed that it actually makes me more productive.
Okay, Ale, it's very good. It's very good. But try to use the contractions. Try to get used to contractions, okay?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions with vocabulary?
No.
I've been dropping by. What does it mean? I've been dropping. And Fabiano Valles.
Oh. I've been dropping by about every month or so to see what's new and visit its excellent library. Drop by is an expression that means to go to one place. That is drop by. Drop by. It's an expression. Drop by. It means to arrive to one place or to go to one place. For example, I'm going to drop by my sister's house tomorrow. I'm going to drop by my sister's house tomorrow. That means that you are going to go to one place, sometimes on notice, es decir, sin avisar. That is drop by. In this case, in the case of the reading, it means that he likes to go there without making any plan. He doesn't make the plan. He likes to go there.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Any other question with vocabulary, guys?
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay. Who can tell me what is the meaning of unwind?
What?
Unwind. You said you have no questions.
Where's the word?
Unwind.
Unwind. I know the meaning of the two words. It's like relax, like
Yeah, that is
despejar la mente.
Yeah, that is the meaning of unwind, to relax or to forget about things. That is unwind. Desenvolver also.
Pero en el contexto es despejar la mente.
Yeah, en el contexto es despejar la mente, but in another context it also means desenrollar o desenvolver.
The breaking teacher.
Yeah, for example.
Anyone can hear the teacher.
Yeah.
Se está trabando, teacher.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
No, sí.
Lo confirmo.
All right, very good. Let's continue. Let's move on. All right, no questions, no more questions with vocabulary?
No.
No? Okay, very good. I'm just going to remind you the use of the present perfect progressive, and then we move on. Remember that there are two perfect tenses in present. Okay, there are two: the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. What is the difference between one and the other? I'm going to explain to you, because sometimes there are some sentences that you can use with present perfect and some others that you have to use with present perfect continuous. Okay, let's begin with the present perfect. Remember that the present perfect indicates an action that happened in a specific moment in the past and affects the present. For example, I've seen that movie before. When we use the present perfect, I indicate an action that happened in the past, but I don't tell when. Okay? I don't tell when and affects my present. Why it affects my present? Let's imagine that you want to see a specific movie. But I told you, no, I've seen that movie before. So it affects the present. I saw it in the past, but it affects the present. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Another example, he's broken the window. I'm just expressing the action. I am not telling you when it happened. Okay? I'm just telling you that he made the action. In this case, the action is he broke the window, but I am not telling you when. I'm just telling you the action. He's broken the window. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that in the case of the present perfect and the present perfect continuous, you have to use the auxiliaries have and has. Like all the structures in English, you use has with the third person, he, she, and it. All right?
Yes.
Okay. In the next activity, in the next example, I am giving you an example in plural. We've played for 2 hours. If I use time, like in this case, 2 hours, I specify the amount of time I used for that specific activity. Okay, we've played for 2 hours. I don't mention when I began the activity. I just mentioned the duration of the activity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like in this case, we played for 2 hours. All right? All right. Now, in the case of the present perfect continuous, you have to use only one verb in participle time, and then you have to use an ing. For example, okay. In the case of the present perfect continuous, I am talking about an activity that began in the past and continues in the present. That is, it hasn't finished. It hasn't finished. It is continuing. You've been drinking water all the time. That means that this person began drinking water in the past, and now he's still drinking. So it's not finished. Okay. She's been talking on the phone since 2 o'clock. The same situation. I am indicating an action that began in the past And in the present, it's continuing. It hasn't finished. Okay? She's been talking on the phone since 2 o'clock. We've been watching that bird for several hours. That means that we began observing the bird, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and now we are continuing observing the bird. So that is the idea of the present perfect continuous. Okay, now, there are some situations in which we can use the present continuous, and there are some in which we can't. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to use one of the examples I gave you of present perfect. For example, is this sentence correct? He's been breaking the window?
Oh.
It's not possible. It's not possible because that means that the action is not finished. That you continue breaking the window over and over and over and over again. So it's not possible.
Maybe he's in a time loop.
Yeah, but that is not possible.
Pero sí podría ser he's been trying to break.
He's been trying to break in the window, yes. He's been trying to break the window, yes. That is correct. Maybe the window is ultra hard or ultra thick. In that case, yes. He's been trying to, yes, that is correct. Okay, but in this case, he's been breaking the window, that is not correct. The same happens with the first example. For example, this is not possible. I've been seeing that movie is not possible. Because that means that it's the same. It's continuous, the same movie over and over and over again. You can say I've been watching that movie and then use a time expression. I've been watching that movie for 2 hours, or I've been watching that movie since 1 p.m., for example. That is correct. But I've been seeing that movie is not correct. But we've been playing soccer at the park is correct. In the example I gave you, present perfect, we've played for 2 hours. I can use that in continuous. We've been playing soccer at the park. We don't indicate when we began the action, and we indicate that the action continues in this moment. All right? So that is the difference between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. One indicates an action that began in the past and affects the present, and the other indicates an action that began in the past and is affecting the present, is not finished yet. That is the difference. Yes?
Yes.
Remember that we can use this in negative and in interrogative, both structures. You have to use the negative forms. Remember that the negative forms are haven't and hasn't. And if you want to make a question, you have to begin with the auxiliary. Have you, for example, and has she. That is the negative or the negative and the interrogative forms. Have you seen that movie before? Has he broken the window? Have you played for 2 hours? I haven't seen that movie before. He hasn't broken the window. We haven't played for 2 hours. The same happens with the progressive. Have you been drinking water all the time? Has she been talking on the phone since 2 o'clock? Have we been watching that bird for several hours? Or the negative form? You haven't been drinking water all the time. She hasn't been talking on the phone since 2 o'clock, and we haven't been watching that bird for several hours. Don't forget to use contraction. It's the most common form. Okay, I know that sometimes to use the complete structure is difficult, but try to use contractions because that's the most common form. Okay? Any questions?
Yes. No.
Okay, no questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay, did you copy the
No,
examples?
teacher.
Okay, did you copy the examples?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, teacher.
excellent. When you finish, you tell me, please. Ready?
Mhm.
Yes.
Excellent. Very good.
Yes, teacher. Red.
Yes, teacher. All right, very good. Okay, let's do the last activity for today because you have done a lot. You deserve to rest. Not in peace, but you deserve to rest. All right. So we have the examples, no? Wait. Okay, there you go. Okay, it says make personal comparisons. Which person's tastes, interests, and activities are the most like or the least like you? No, forget about that. We're going to go straight to the grammar. It says grammar, the present perfect continuous. Use the present perfect continuous to express a continuing action that began in the past and continues in the present. Depending on the context, the action may continue in the future. Use have or has plus been and a present person. Statements. She's been practicing ballet for years. I've been listening to classical music since I was a kid. Okay, so those are statements. Questions. How have you been playing the piano for a long time? How long has your son been painting portraits? These words and phrases are often used with the present perfect continuous and the present perfect when describing continuing actions. For or 2 months, an expression of time. For a while, an expression of time. Since 2013, a specific time. Lately, recently, all day, these days, this year, this month, this day, this Monday, this Tuesday, whatever. And finally, how long? Remember that we use how long to indicate a specific amount of time. For example, how long have you been living in Pachuca? How long have you been studying English?
Mhm.
That is the how long. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, note, the present perfect continuous rather than the present perfect is generally used to describe a recent continuous action, especially when there is visible evidence that the action has just ended. For example, what's Nora Violin doing on the table? Has she been practicing? Okay. That is visible evidence that the action has just ended. Has she been practicing? Remember, the present perfect can also be used to describe a continuing action that began in the past. There is no significant difference in meaning. She's practiced ballet for years. I've listened to classical music since I was a kid. Have you played the piano for a long time? How long has your son painted portraits? However, use the present perfect, not the present perfect continuous, in sentences with already, yet, before, and never, because they describe finished actions. For example, she's already practiced ballet this week. Have you ever studied piano? Yes or yes?
Yes, and yes.
Okay, guys, very good. All right, what do you say we finish for tonight?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, next month,
Teacher.
next Monday,
Huh?
next Monday we continue with this. I'm going to prepare some activities so we can practice the present perfect and the present perfect continuous, so we can see the difference between one and the other. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
And we do the grammar booster and blah blah blah. All right, guys.
Okay.
Excellent. So I'll see you next Monday. Have a wonderful weekend, and enjoy whatever activities you do. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Bye bye.
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 Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Have a nice weekend. Leave.